The secret to taking action. Recently, in the group coaching and particularly in the VIP mastermind, we've talked a lot about what separates those people from those that succeed, that those that don't succeed, at least in the time frame that they want. And one of those things, and I did a video on this last week, was their comfort zone and doing things that they're uncomfortable with initially until they get comfortable with them. And that's an interesting thing to watch, whether that be cold calling, getting up early, working out, sending the emails and letters and messages, etc., that you need to do, talking to big hitters. All of those things initially are outside many people's comfort zones. And they find out that as they begin to do those things, that they get less and less anxiety about doing them. Cold calling is a great example of that. Initially, people are quote unquote terrified, has been told to me, to make those calls, but initially their feelings are such, but later on they get very comfortable doing that. Maybe not totally comfortable, but a lot more comfortable. And so why does that happen? One is because your anticipation of events and the negative thoughts that pop into your head about that usually are overblown. You may think, oh my God, what happens if I have a problem? What happens if this doesn't go well? Well, most of the time, if that's the case, you learn from it and it's a next. It's not the end of the world. One of the things that I recently did was I commented on the top fears, and fear of public speaking is held by 75% of the people they surveyed, while only 20 to 30% of the people they surveyed had a fear of death. Now that's pretty interesting. Depending upon your religious beliefs, at least on the earthly plane, once you're dead, you're dead. When you have a bad public speaking event, yeah, you can have a bad one, but you learn from it, you do it again. Guess what? Never heard of anyone who died making cold calls or doing a speech. I have had someone pass out making a speech, but not died. So think about why you're doing this. That's the fuel that will fuel the motivation, the reason you're doing it, whether that's family, whether that's your own goals that you've set. Hopefully all of those, remember your affirmations and things like that. Know why you're doing it. Know how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, the Acquisition Advantage Bootcamp goes through those steps over at brucewhipple.com. Then say, okay, what's my plan in terms of what I want to accomplish when? And then what am I going to do to break that plan down into daily action so that I continually move the needle? So if you want to know the secret to taking action, it's that. Have a strong why for doing this. Have a plan for what you accomplish and in what time frame, and then break that down into taking action on a daily basis to the point that those get to be habits. If you do the same thing like working out, for instance, and you do that first thing in the morning, that will eventually become a habit, as with many things. Same with making cold calls. Set that time aside and make appointments with yourself. Block time out. All of those are critical. But ultimately, at the end of all this, it's knowing what to do and then consistently taking action. So I hope that helps. If you're struggling with contacting people and what to say, go over to brucewhipple.com. There's a free course, Conversation Starters there. And if you want to go there directly, just brucewhipple.com/free course. So remember, take action. And I would encourage you to take action as soon as humanly possible, as my mentor used to say. That includes learning what to do. If you're looking for help, there's a couple of spots open in the VIP Mastermind. You can understand what that is by, again, going over to my website. But if those things are of interest to you, take action now. It's interesting when I look at people who have joined the VIP Mastermind, and some of them do it very quickly, but some of them, it's been 2 or 3 years before they've done anything beyond the initial boot camp. And so what actions did they take in between? Eventually something clicks and said, hey, what I'm doing isn't working, I need some help, and they move in that direction. So I hope that this helps you to focus on what you want and take action accordingly, and look forward to talking with you.